To pray, there's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. Now, whenever we last left off, Midoriya had just been brought back by the League of Assassins. That's Deathstroke's request. Now, after that had happened, something was going on. They are trying to figure out what happened. Quite a lot of their guards are dead, and Midoriya is still in his cell. His ring is missing. And even then, it seems like it wasn't there to begin with. Quite a lot of people who died have lacerations all across their body, meaning that they were ripped to shreds by something. So the creature broke in and only took a ring. That doesn't make any sense. However, you do have Midoriya himself, who is still in a feral mindset, and basically just slamming into and bashing into the walls, trying to escape and get out. Until eventually, after about a couple days, he would be let out. But let's get over to Jiro. Roughly around the same time. Midoriya, he's been dead for almost a full 2 to 3 days. And she is still feeling and grieving him. Along with that, Hal Jordan, he has finally done it. He's murdered the Green Lanterns, taken them all down, and finally killing off the rest of the Guardians. One of them survived, and they did have to do something. With them being the last Guardian on the planet, they had to work quickly, using Green Lantern technology and illegal forms of tech, trying to tap into the emotional spectrum, along with using their power to create rings. Them creating 3 of them, or this last Guardian creating 3 lantern rings, out of whatever weaponry he can find. He was at least glad he can fashion these. Then again, he did just break every single one of the rules in order to make them. However, it does not mean much. He has little time, as he would just teleport away. Jiro, she's just sitting on her bed, and looking over more of the audio logs Midoriya has made, along with projecting actual things. Constructs of her and Midoriya. If anyone were to walk in, they'd basically see her watching a movie, as she would just be interrupted. A Guardian teleporting into a room and immediately just throwing out a ring, holding it up into the air and saying, "Kyoka Jiro, you are chosen by the ring, and chosen by me." The Guardian just panting heavily. They are on a shortened clock. With every breath they take, it just gets shorter and shorter and shorter. As he would just hand her a ring, saying that this ring is completely self-sufficient, and that he is quite aware of her rage and her love. Her willpower is a very strong emotion too. The rings made a bad choice with not picking you. I am so sorry for your loss. As he would just go on saying that the rings will power themselves. Now I must find 2 more champions. The Guardian falling down to the ground and actually beginning to cough a bit. Jiro watching them shrivel up a bit, getting skinnier and a bit more bony. Her basically getting up and telling the Guardian that he needs to just stay calm and stay still. He's not even going to make another trip, is he? And she would just pick him up off the ground. The Guardian stating that this is of the most utmost important matter. Hey, take it easy. You're probably hallucinating. Are you okay? What happened? Hal Jordan destroyed Oa. The Green Lanterns betrayed everyone. He is no longer himself. As the Guardian would just hold up his hand, saying that these two rings he is giving her full access of. She must decide who to give them to. They will be completely responsible for taking down Hal Jordan. As the Guardian would just say that this is the last request of the Guardians of the Universe. Please protect the space sectors. Before they basically just shrivel up into dust and fall straight to the ground. Jiro, confused as she basically does, at least hold something up in her hand. Both these rings floating upwards into the air. As it just says, waiting on instruction. Her doing something really quick. Basically running out of the room and going to get some stuff to clean up the Guardian's ashes. Doing so and then at least putting him in an urn or a vase. It seems very disrespectful just to throw him away, especially if he tries to maintain peace. Now, after she does that, she basically just look at this ring, sliding it on as it basically gives her its parameters. Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps, Kyoka Jiro. These rings have been specially fashioned and created for one intended purpose. As it just goes on saying that the ring is completely self-sufficient. With the Green Lantern power destroyed, she will not be able to return to Oa and recharge. Along with that, the ring's creations violated. Let's just say that he just says like the highest number possible, which is literally just going through like every single law they have in code of conduct. Like 5,782 laws, all just violated with the creation of these single rings. As you just give her more information, and she would make a phone call. She's not sure who to hand these rings out to. If they're supposed to take down Hal Jordan, then she does at least have an idea for one guy. However, the other one, she's not too certain of. As she would call Bakugo Katsuki. Now, along with that, let's cut back over to Midoriya. After they let him out, they begin to combat train him and try and at least get him to be a proper assassin, a proper tool for their leader. As Deathstroke, he's basically looking into Midoriya. Midoriya is basically just throwing around his hands and his arms, trying to swipe away and slash into Deathstroke. At first, he was very primitive with the way he was at least trying to attack, before he did at least pay attention to his style, and try to mimic it. He seems to be intelligent for a feral creature, but that will not save him. Now, Midoriya, he would spend the next 7 to 8 months training with the League of Assassins. Or League of Shadows. Whatever. They're basically the same thing. Now, in this amount of time, after a while, Midoriya would have regained some of his thoughts, or at least stop being a feral animal, and start actually thinking like a human. Every single piece of information he's ever knew is gone. He doesn't even remember his name, let alone how to even use a spoon. He's basically like an infant. He only knows how to use or even do what his body knows how to. He's particularly good at weapons and being creative with his abilities. Whenever he does at least try and go up against Deathstroke, he does at least follow what Ra's al Ghul did tell him to do. As he would just go on saying that, "Grandson, you have done very well. Now, I believe that we shall be training together." This actually surprising quite a bit of members of the Shadows, as he just watched Midoriya walk past quite a bit of them. And all the time that they've been here, they've never seen someone come out of the pit, besides Ra's al Ghul, let alone have the honor of training or even standing next to Deathstroke. As time would pass, Midoriya being trained in and gone through more and more training from the League, along with going through torture techniques, torture methods, and weapons training, combat training, and going on his own hit missions. Meaning that he goes out, murders people, and then comes back whenever it is in their greater interest. Now, Midoriya, he would come back, and today was no difference, as it does at least feel odd. This is picking up with the time skip, as we do have Kyokujiro, Bakugo Katsuki, and another person standing directly in front of Midoriya's grave. Her just saying that today would be his birthday. You do know that, right? As Bakugo would just say yes. He's aware. It's still not believable, though. I always used to tell the guy to die. Take a swan dive off the roof or do whatever I wanted. Putting him down and just trying to be an asshole. Now he's actually dead. He fought to try and save Superman. He fought as hard as he could. So did I. Then, Coast City. That fucking imposter. And then Mongol. Now, Jiro's eyes at the corpse would rage at hearing his name. As Baku would just say he's sorry about that. Anyways, as he just holds his hand up, revealing his Green Lantern ring, saying that he's not too sure about why she called him out here. You could have just came back over to us, you know that, right? Well, I wanted to talk with you. As this third person would join in, saying that if you really wanted to talk to us, you could have just, sent a phone call. It wouldn't really be that hard. Besides, you said the ring's gonna seek us out, right? Or at least that's how they work anyway. So, what did you need? Now, this is whenever Mirio would just turn around, saying that he's, not really sure why she wanted to meet in a graveyard. It's really weird. Her looking straight at him. As he would just bring his hands up saying that he's real sorry, but it's just, he kind of speaks his mind. As Baku would just say that he should pay his respects. Him not sure what he means. looking down to read the tombstone. Izuku Midoriya. Whoa, wait, so this is the guy that died? You knew him? Jiro just staring daggers into him, saying that she not only knew him, but she loved him. In fact, color me surprised whenever this was the last transmission that was on his ring. And she just puts her hand outwards, and a green construct would form, it showing what's happening. Midoriya's ring was broadcasting, and was at least recording and going over the events of what were happening. It basically showing Jiro creating constructs in front of Midoriya, him smashing through it over and over and over again, before it just showed Jiro's ring break. Bakugo confused. Watching as Midoriya, he would just wake up, looking over at her and immediately authorize the request to transfer over his ring. Not even hesitating whenever he knew he would die. Realizing that Midoriya was a man to be respected. He was a hero to the very end, giving his life. Then again, people kind of stopped believing in heroes for a little bit of time. The Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Cyborg, they've been trying to get everything back up and running it with the Justice League, along with Supergirl and the new Superman. This being what Superman's son would take on. And I want to say Superboy, the clone one, died in the incident, so that only gives us two Superboys. Or well, Superman's son and then Superboy from Young Justice is alive, not the other way around. I just confuse myself with that. Fucking hell. Anyways, now let's get back over with the League of Assassins. Alright, so audio difference, audio change, recording messed up whenever I was editing. Now, let's get back over to the League of Assassins, or the League of Shadows. I'm not really picky as to what to call them right now. Anyways, today they are all training. Midoriya, usually, he does train with Deathstroke. However, he is going on a test today. Him fighting against 6 other students, or at least assassins. All of them with intent to murder and kill. Now, with that, Midoriya would take down about 3 of them. Along with whenever one does come in, Midoriya would be able to grab the knife and be able to flip their wrist, bring his own up as he would cut off their thumb. And make it to where it's harder for that guy to hold the knife, as he does at least try and switch it to his other hand. Midoriya throwing his blade outwards and stabbing directly into the guy's chest, along with bringing his hand upwards and smashing upwards into the nose as he would just throw his hand outwards with his left arm, grabbing his blade and turning around and throwing it directly into another student. As Ra's al Ghul himself would interrupt his training session. Everyone immediately just dropping to their knees, along with the person with a knife in their arm, not even registering the pain. Just doing as they are told. What they know to do. Now, Ra's al Ghul just go on saying that all of them have done well. However, as you just walk forwards to Midoriya saying that you were quite a special investment. So your task today will be something simple. As you just hold up a file, saying that your target is going to be someone that will be chaotic in the future. I believe you can call him Shazam, Billy Batson. Afterwards, you will deal with the detective. Or well, the one wearing his clothes at least. Midoriya is looking up, as he would just open his mouth and say, "This is a child." Yes, it is. Well, why am I murdering a child? Because, as Midoriya thinks through it more, and sees what this is, that child holds magical power, something far beyond human capability, able to go toe to toe with Superman. So, after you take him down, you will deal with the imposter, wearing Batman's clothing. After that, I do believe I can get you to meet an old friend of yours. Actually, not an old friend. Something you two have in common. Well, it will bring you together. I want you to track down a young man called Jason Todd and put a bullet in him. After you do that, then you can return. Midoriya just released bowing his head and saying that he will do this. As whenever he's looking down, there's whenever a case would slide directly into between his legs and stop. Confused as he would just look up. Rachel Ghoul saying that Deathstroke himself said that this would be a perfect fit. So, try it on and then leave. If it does not fit, too bad. You will wear your current clothing then. Then, you must go to the weaponry, or the armory. They will give you your tools there. Do not fail this mission. Midoriya just understanding this, as he opens the case. Whenever he did wear the bounty hunter style duster, along with the coat. Well, basically, I'm completely mixing my words. The bounty hunter's duster, a whatever, basically like Wild West style to it. Basically, it's like a complete cape that can cover his entire body. A shroud, along with actually combat boots, tactical pants, and basically it's like chainmail armor, but it's what Deathstroke wears with his shirt, in his entire suit. As Rachel Ghoul is on Midoriya, that will be good, and I believe that this will be useful to you. Holding out a couple of firearms, telling him to not fail the mission. Midoriya just taking the gun and putting it into the case, taking them all back from Rachel Ghoul and then leaving. Going to change into these. They feel somewhat familiar. What are they? As when he's putting them on, he does at least pause for a second and stare at his chest. What happened to him? He is created to serve the League, yes, but something is missing. He doesn't feel correct. He feels like he is, as Deathstroke would just say from behind him, empty. Midoriya is turning around and throwing a knife. As Deathstroke would just grab it out of the air, saying that you feel empty inside, don't you? That is because you do not have a soul. Him confused, as Deathstroke would just go on saying that you were put into the Lazarus pits. Whenever someone comes out of that pit, if they are still alive, they heal. Rachel Ghoul is no exception. And that's how he has stayed young for hundreds of years, along with stayed in control of the League. If he gets mortally wounded, jump in the pit. He wants a chicken, and he only has, whatever, you get the idea. He only has chicken bones, he wants a chicken, throw it in the pit. He can basically do whatever he wants with that thing. If it involves bringing something organic back from the dead, he can do it. Midoriya just asking his grandfather, why is he telling him this? He must have been very important to bring him back. Deathstroke just saying that yes he was. In fact, as he would just look away, saying that whenever you get back from your mission, just come find me. Before he does at least walk out. He wants to tell Midoriya the truth, but at the same time, he can't bring himself to. Whenever Midoriya learns that he died, the boy might be devastated, putting his girl through that all over again, along with his friends and his family. The life of a hero is a fucked up one. He's guessing this won't be easy then, as he does walk away and go about his business. Now, with that being said, I do believe I can leave this off here, and I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night.